Yes, guys. Ryjack back here for another video. Today we are discussing City's domination over Al Ain 6-0 last night in the Club World Cup. Very appreciative of the support I got during the watch along. A lot of people came through, watched the game with me, so always major support is appreciated here on the channel. If you're new, do hit me with a sub, like, comment, let me know what you think of the game. We're on the road to 200 subs here on the channel, so each day will be a little closer, and I appreciate that. Anyway, let's talk about the game. Like I said, we did a watch along. It was very fun and engaging with the chat. City wins 6-0. Didn't score quite as quickly as the Wydad game, but Gundogan opens scoring in the 8th minute. Echeverry has a banger free kick in the 27th minute. Holland scores a pen on a VAR overturn on a non-pen that was maybe somewhat questionable, but no real big deal at the end of the day. Bob scores a great goal cutting inside near post in the 84th minute, and Ryan Cherky scores probably the best goal of the game, the 89th minute with a 1-2 he did with Holland. Very nice stuff. So let's look at the lineup and just go through some player ratings and maybe give my individual thoughts on each guy's performance. I will say for the Al Ain team, I was really unimpressed. They were not very good at all. You can't control who is in front of you. You can only control how City, those players individually perform. So while obviously we played a pretty poor team, there's nothing overarching that's that big of a deal. We're on 6 points in the group, all to play for against Juventus to win the group on Thursday. So if we start in goal, Ortega, I would say, had a solid game. Did not have much to do, in all honesty. Had one very nice save on one breakaway they had, which was an unfortunate giveaway from Nico Gonzalez. I'll talk about that in a moment here. But other than that, Ortega basically did nothing at all. One save, like I said, good save as well. So accurate passes, 90%. Long balls, only 1 of 4. But other than that, didn't misplace any passes that were not long balls. So good stuff from the from the keeper, backup keeper, of course, Ortega. I would expect Ederson back in the lineup for Juventus as we go for more of a stronger probable lineup. This is displaying a 4-1-4-1, which is not what we really actually saw during the game. Most of the game, at least when before Kusanov was subbed out, we saw back three with Aït-Nouri as like a winger type back five role, where they just never were very far in defense because, Al Ain basically never had the ball. And Nunez was the other right winger, whatever you want to call it, while the back three was Gvardiol on the left, Kanji in the center, and Kusanov on the right side of that back line. And I liked it. It was really interesting to see. Do we want Nunez being that player throughout the season? Probably not. But again, that remains to be seen if City will bid for a right back. However, speaking about Aït-Nouri individually, I thought he was fantastic. He's not going to get man of the match, unfortunately, because Gundogan gets a goal, 2 goals, Echeverry gets a goal, Holland gets a goal and assist. Bernardo Silva I thought was really impressive as well. But Aït-Nouri on his debut, very impressive, very dangerous down the left-hand side. I bet these numbers here are impressive if they have anything interesting. Accurate passes, 56 out of 59. I mean, it's impressive stuff. I'm a little surprised the XG is not a little bit higher for Aït-Nouri. He was dangerous. He dribbled past his man quite a few times. Successful dribbles, 4 out of 6. I mean, that he really looked quality. In all honesty, I was pleasantly surprised. Didn't have a lot to do defensively because, again, the City had the ball basically the entire time. Gvardiol and Akanji and Kusanov as a pair, again, very good, solid. Did not have much to do whatsoever. I think Gvardiol hit the post on one of the corners. Other than that, he didn't have much to do. Accurate passes across the board from those 3 guys. Akanji as well, fine, no problems at all. Didn't face much. Same for Kusanov. Gets a yellow because he's kind of, big, tough guy who just runs people over sometimes, which is nice to see. Subbed out in the 61st minute. Gavardio on the 74th, while Akanji played the full 90. Nothing specific to really point out to me that happened from the back three, other than they were solid and were not really tested. Nico Gonzalez, now we need to talk about him. I would say, on the whole, he was probably, unfortunately, the worst player on the night for City. I did not think he was very impressive in any way. He looked average. He looked a little bit slow, if I'm being honest. He was dispossessed in the midfield for their only real chance of the game, and it was a little reminiscent of his debut in the FA Cup when he was dispossessed, and I can't remember who we played. Maybe it was Plymouth. I think it was Plymouth. Plymouth scored from the halfway line on the dispossession of Nico G. So that was unfortunate to see. He got subbed out at the 61st minute as well. I do hope we get to see more of him because I feel for the guy. He hasn't played a whole lot, to be honest. He was basically non-existent in the second half of the season since we signed him. Doesn't get to play much in the first game and gets his start here, and unfortunately not at all impressive. I'd like to see him play next to Rodri. When Rodri was coming on, I was hoping Nico G and him would be a pair, but Nico G was subbed out, and it was Rodri, Gundo, Bernardo for a little while. So that's a bit unfortunate. Maybe we get to see that in the next game, but I'm going to imagine Reinders probably starts next game against Juventus, and we maybe see Nico as a sub, or he doesn't make an appearance. So that's a bit, probably the biggest downside from the performance was Nico G. It sucks because I really like Nico G. I think he can be a quality player, but at least yesterday did not impress very much whatsoever. If we move into the midfield, Gundo and Bernardo both were absolutely superb. You saw the just innate quality and ability that they still have even at their older ages. Again, when you're playing a team that's not very good, Gundo, and they didn't seem very athletic or overpowering. Gundo really shows why he's still such a good player, and if he does move to Turkey, I think he will dominate the league and be one of the best players in the league. Great all-around player. Scores on, maybe he didn't mean it, but it looked like a cross into Holland. For me, that's a little bit overhit, ends up in the goal. And his second goal and it's just an absolute touch of magic. Slides right in between two Alain players, scores, dinks it over the keeper. Just super impressive stuff from Gundogan, and probably has been his best performance since coming back to City, in all honesty. Maybe it's a bit debatable. He had some good games second half of the season last year, but he was very impressive. And should he leave, he'll be missed. Even though I know people are ready for Gundo and some of the Unks, as they say, to leave, I think Gundo was great yesterday. Bernardo Silva back on it. Sheer quality. Very good stuff from him. Captain as well. Going to have to get used to saying that. It's still a little bit strange to me, but, I mean, if Pep has this guy's back and he's the leader that Pep thinks, then I back it. I'm for it. Bernardo Silva's captain, even if he only has a year left on the contract, and it's kind of weird that we're doing this 1 year left and you're the captain type thing, kind of a revolving door. I would love it if we had a captain who's going to be here for 5 years or something, but regardless, Bernardo Silva, very, very good, impressive game from him. Nunes, another solid performance, nothing outstanding, nothing poor. It was a decent semi-threat down the right-hand side. One thing I did notice, I felt like he wasn't really trying to take on his man too much. Felt like he was just trying to beat people for pace when he had the chance, and if he didn't have it, he just passed back. Maybe that was the tactic of the day, and that was his instructions. But all in all, Nunes, I thought was fine, nothing extraordinary. Etcha makes his first official start for City. Very cool to watch that unfold. Unfortunately, gets injured and only plays 45 minutes. However, before the injury, scores an absolute banger of a free kick. Keeper does not even move. The wall, however, was horrible. It was one of the worst walls I've ever seen. A couple of the guys didn't even really jump, so is he going to get that if he takes the exact same free kick in the Premier League? Probably not. Keeper probably should be at least jumping to save it. But in this competition, it goes in and scored a free kick on your first goal for Manchester City. That's got to be an awesome feeling. Hopefully he is fine and able to play the rest of this tournament. Would love to see more of Echeverri. No news as of now on basically any injury or if he's out for an extended period of time. I would love to know and do hope he's fine. Haaland gets a 9 here. I would say that's probably a bit high. He gets a goal and an assist. Again, the goal was a pen. The assist was a nice little layoff to Cherky. I don't think Haaland had an amazing game, but I don't think he was as bad as some people are saying on Twitter. Missed a couple of chances, had a nice chance to score off of a Foden ball that he really should have scored, and had a second chance to score and didn't as well. So not the best game. He's had a nice opportunity where he rounded the keeper and took him just a bit wide with his heavy touch and tried to, I don't know if he was shooting or if he was crossing, but he should have scored again from there. So, average game. But again, I feel like just from watching it, Haaland is not like fully exerting himself in these games because the competition is so low when you're playing this team Al Ain. So I don't think it's anything to be concerned about for Haaland, and hopefully he is more at it against Juventus and the rest of this competition. Foden comes on for 45 minutes. Again, another very, I would say, good performance from him. Better than the Wydad game, I would say. Should have scored, should have gotten an assist. If those two things go, he's right up there for man of the match potentially. Really should have scored. He had a ton of open net to aim for, and it just pelted it right at the keeper. And then Haaland should have scored off of his great ball in behind. Rodri comes on for 30 minutes. I thought he was good, gets an assist. Impressive stuff from Rodri, of course, as always, just getting back fitness. And, maybe next game out he's ready to start. Maybe we wait until Club World Cup is over and we give him some more rest before he's actually starting games. But nice to see Rodri getting minutes always. Oscar Bob comes on. Obviously, you guys know who were in the watch along. I was probably glazing Oscar Bob a bit hard, but I was so excited to see Oscar cut inside and score a very cheeky near post goal that just the keeper had no chance. It was great shot. Something that I think Oscar Bob has in his locker that other wingers do not is finishing ability. So I was very excited to see that. Made me really happy. Cherky comes on, as does Diaz. Diaz, again, I basically was non-existent, didn't see him at all. But again, that's because City had the ball the entire time. I don't remember Diaz playing even, to be honest with you. Cherky, however, gets his first goal for City. Some great, beautiful play. If you haven't seen the video, you need to take a look. He gets a ball from Foden, I believe, and he just dummies it between his legs, curls around the defender. Haaland lays it off to him, and he's just outside the top of the box, right foots it into the bottom left corner, far post. Great finish, very silky. He had some other moments of flicks and tricks where you're sitting there thinking, wow, this guy, he's some player. So good stuff from Cherky. Again, all around, great performance from City. 6-0 was really never in doubt. So I have minimal negative to say other than I was semi-unimpressed with Nico Gonzalez. I do hope that gets, fixed, I would say. I want him to play more, and I just think he needs more game time. So City do return on Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern time, right here, about an hour from my house in Orlando. Very excited because I will be attending the game, my first Man City game of my life. Not many times where City come over to the States and I'm able to go to the game. But I have my tickets secured and I will be going, filming as much as I can and putting out a video for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully we get some more transfer news I can talk about over the next few days building up to the game. But eventually we'll get to Wednesday or so and I'll have my preview out for the Juventus game. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. On the way out, do leave a like, comment, let me know what you think of the Club World Cup so far, and do you think City can win it? Because I do. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you soon.